So you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas and considering Peccole Ranch as your final destination, but you're only wanting to live in a single-story home. Well, I get that. My wife and I lived in a two-story home, and 5 years ago we had enough of it. We're, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not young. My knees are not young. We got tired of the stairs. We did not want to live the rest of our lives going up and down stairs. So we moved and got a single-story home. So in this video, we're going to be going all over Peccole Ranch, but we're only going to be looking at single-story homes, and they're not so easy to get. When I do the research, I pull up quite a few homes, and then when I filter out for single stories, there's not very many left. In fact, there were only 2 that were available for sale right now. And the thing about it, single-story homes, is that you have to be tenacious to get one. They're very popular, and other people want them too. You don't want to let your realtor talk you into a 2-story home if a single-story home is really what you want. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go all around the neighborhood. We're going to look at a couple of single-story options that are available here in Peccole Ranch, what the price points are, and just kind of give you an idea of what's available here. There's lots of good single-story options in this neighborhood. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about Las Vegas, moving to Las Vegas, and making your best life once you get here, then click the subscribe button below and click the bell for notifications. Be the first to know about market conditions changing in Las Vegas. My name is Micah Bleecher, and I love living in Las Vegas. And I think you'll love living here too. Every day we get calls and emails from people just like you looking to make their move here to Las Vegas, and we couldn't be happier. So whether you're moving next week or next year, give us a call, send us an email, shoot us a text. All of our information is in the description below. In fact, my Zoom link's down there. You can schedule a Zoom call with me so we can get to know each other right away. And as I mentioned, we're here in Peccole Ranch here in Las Vegas. I happen to be in the Greenbelt. It's so beautiful here. You're just going to love this place. Peccole Ranch has been described as immensely walkable and has been recently recognized with an award, the Best of Las Vegas, for the best place in town to take a leisurely stroll right through all of these Greenbelt and Paseo networks of trails. In fact, we're standing in a little area that's incredibly charming called Birdhouse Alley. There are little birdhouses in these trees, and they attract finches and sparrows and little hummingbirds, and they live in there, and that's just an incredibly charming, beautiful part of this great neighborhood, Peccole Ranch. Now we're standing at the Peccole Ranch bocce ball court. It's a recreational sized bocce ball court. It's nestled in between Grand Canyon Street and Wellington Park, and it backs up to the Greenbelt here. It's surrounded by mature trees and incredible landscaping, and it's got the rules posted right here so everyone can play easily, and it's nice to relax here in the shade and on a park bench while we're playing bocce ball. So it's just another feature of this great neighborhood that where the good things just keep going on and on. Over my shoulder here is this great these steps down that go into the parkway, and it continues on west towards Hualapai. It's just an absolutely picturesque place to hang out, play bocce ball, walk, and enjoy life. Available for everyone's enjoyment here at Peccole Ranch is the clubhouse. It's been recently renovated and is available for private parties and events. Also, there's a pool, tennis court, volleyball courts, and this great playground area for kids. There's barbecue areas, picnic, a volleyball court right over my shoulder here, tennis courts. Just a great place to recreate. I'm here, it's kind of quiet today. It's a little chilly out, so the kids aren't out playing today. But they've got these great living room set up so the parents can watch their kids, and the playground area has that very soft, squishy material that feels so great on your feet when you walk. I'd love the whole world to be made of that. It feels so great. Okay, friends, I'm standing here on the corner of Homestretch and Hualapai. Right across the street from Peccole Ranch is Summerlin, and right across the street, across Hualapai, is a great high school, a junior high and high school. It's called Faith Lutheran. It's a private Christian preparatory academy, but it's rated on niche.com as an A-rated school, so it's very high quality. I've got friends who have kids going there. They love it. I read on the internet that tuition is around $1,300 a month, so it's not cheap, but it is what it is when you get a very high quality private school, and that is literally right across the street from Peccole Ranch here. I think you're gonna like living in this neighborhood. I'm standing on the first hole of one of the most renowned Frisbee golf courses in town. Yes, Frisbee golf course, disc golf. There's an 18-hole golf course that meanders through the entire neighborhood here at Peccole Ranch. I'm actually standing on the first hole. I'm looking around, making sure I'm not in anybody's shot. I disturbed someone's game here the other day when I was out shooting video, and I don't want to do that again. But everyone has a lot of fun. You don't have to play golf. You can just come here and walk. You can ride your bike. I see people rollerblading. I've seen people rolling wheelchairs and scooters around here. So just about anyone can come and participate in this great neighborhood. I'm looking at a couple of golfers over my left shoulder. They seem to be having a good time here playing Frisbee golf today at Peccole Ranch. It's a great neighborhood for that. One of the first things you'll notice about Peccole Ranch is how green it is. There are somewhere between 40 and 50 acres of tree-lined walkways that connect the homeowners to its many amenities. This deliberate network of paths endears residents and distinguishes this master plan community from others nearby. It's located in the west side of the valley, and it's surrounded by other master plan communities such as Summerlin, Canyon Gate, the Lakes, and Queens Ridge. Peccole Ranch offers similar perks to those master plan communities, but at a smaller scale. The variety of homes here is remarkable, and there's tons of shopping nearby. It's close to highway access, and it just makes it an appealing choice for homebuyers. Inside Peccole Ranch, you'll find 22 separate neighborhoods, and 10 are gated for security. So there is a little something for everyone in all price ranges. This 640-acre community is comprised of nearly 3,000 Mediterranean-style homes on pristine, tree-lined streets. The yards are meticulously landscaped with shade trees and offer pops of color. You'll see multi-family complexes, single-family estates, and they're built between the 80s and the 90s. And there are multiple options for square footage, floor plans, and buyers can expect to pay from around the low $300,000s for a two-bedroom, say around $500,000 for a three-bedroom house, and the most expensive homes, the four bedrooms, can run anywhere from $750,000 to around $800,000. So it's not the most expensive neighborhood in town. It's more affordable, and therefore it's accessible to more people. You know, I enjoy doing a presentation on Peccole Ranch here because it's kind of near and dear to our heart. When we moved to Las Vegas more than 20 years ago, we found a realtor, looked all over town, and we picked Peccole Ranch as the place we really liked, and we lived here for 15 years. I've worn out many pairs of shoes on these walking trails, walking back and forth. I love hiking all around the city and Red Rocks, Mount Charleston, but when you have a greenbelt and walking trails like this, it's hard to resist just going right outside your door and taking a walk without having to drive anywhere. We had these two little dogs, these Papillons, and Bruno and Vito. Bruno was a rescue and he was challenging. Vito we purchased after we moved here from a breeder, and they were great. They loved walking in the neighborhood. We literally wore them out walking through these trails. They loved everyone. They weren't afraid of large dogs. They just were little guys, but we loved them. And brings back a lot of great memories while I'm walking through this neighborhood. If you decide that Peccole Ranch is the place for you, I think you'll like it as much as we have. You know, we might have stayed here. This is the special single-story edition of the Peccole Ranch video tour that I'm doing, and we'd have probably stayed here, except we had a two-story house, and we ran into some medical problems, orthopedic problems, where stairs were no longer an option for us, and so we had to move. We looked for a one-story house. We looked around here in Peccole Ranch and we decided that we really wanted something with a little bit more land, so we stayed in the same zip code but moved a little further south and got a single-story home. But there are a few single-story homes here in Peccole Ranch. We wish that we could have found one at the time because we just love this area, and when I'm coming back here shooting, it just kind of brings all the memories back. Okay, we're standing here at Clarence Piggott Academy of International Studies. It's a magnet elementary school in the neighborhood of Peccole Ranch. Most of the kids can walk here. It's PK through 5, and there's a student-teacher ratio of 18:1. It's got an overall B rating on niche.com, but it has an A in academics and an A+ in diversity. So I'm here on a Saturday right now, or this place would be a zoo. I think you're really going to like Clarence Piggott Elementary School being in the neighborhood. It's a great feature. Okay, friends, we're standing here at Sahara West Public Library. It's something very special. It's an in-neighborhood public library to Peccole Ranch. Not very many neighborhoods can say that. This is one of the largest libraries in Clark County. It's got 12 computer workstations, free Wi-Fi. It's got a large meeting room that seats 150 people. It's got a boardroom and a bookstore and an art museum that's sponsored by the Las Vegas Art Museum. It has an international language collection and all kind of books and newspapers in 37 different languages. And during election day, this library doubles as a polling place. So if you live in Peccole Ranch or in areas nearby, you come here and cast your vote for whoever. You make a good choice. You know, I like to include a special single-story segment on all of my vlog tours because I get so many requests for single stories. I understand that. My wife and I, we downsized from a 2-story to a 1-story for particular reasons. So I always like to include these single-story homes. This one, unfortunately, is already under contract. Single-story homes are very popular, so plenty of 2-story homes to look at while we were doing some research in Peccole Ranch. But there's only 2 available for sale in single stories. So this one, I just wanted to show you for reference point, is already under contract. This one was asking $379,000. That equates to $294 per square foot. It's a single story, of course, 2-car garage, 2 beds, 2 baths, no pool, not updated. So it's very basic, but it's also very, very affordable and in a fantastic location. So this is an example of what you can get for about that price range, around $379, the high threes, something like that. And as you can look through the neighborhood, even though that particular house is modest and kind of small, the neighborhood is beautiful. So if you're looking for something small, single story, a great place to downsize, that would have been a great one. And we're going to go look at some other single stories right now. Okay, here's another great little single story here in Peccole Ranch. And this one was built in 1999. And they're asking $435,000 for it, and that's $316 a square foot. There's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1,376 square feet, and the lot size is about 4,300 square feet. So it's beautiful. It's got an open kitchen with quartz countertop, got tile and laminate flooring, and the HVAC was updated on this one in 2022. And that's one thing you really have to make sure of when you buy a house here in Las Vegas, is that you have to check out the HVAC systems, and you need to have an inspector do that and make sure they're in good shape, because if they haven't been replaced in about 25 years, they're going to need to be replaced pretty soon. I do have a guy that can fix just about anything, but at some point it becomes a matter of efficiency and they need to be replaced. So that's something that you always want to check out when you're buying in Las Vegas. And now we're on to our 3rd and final single-story home on the single-story tour. We'll see you over there. All right, we're here in Peccole Ranch and we're at our final single-story home for today's tour. This one is asking $725,000. It was built in 1993. It's got a 3-car garage, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it's got a huge lot size, 10,000 square feet. That's almost a quarter acre. And it's got a pool, so that's why it's a little bit more expensive. It hasn't been updated from what I can tell from the pictures. It's a great looking house. It's great look. It's got a canary palm in the front, and looks like it's very nicely landscaped. The street that we're on looks very nice. I like the homes. Everything is well kept in this neighborhood. It's what keeps Peccole Ranch so nice. They really keep things up here in this neighborhood and in most of the little villages. So I just think it's a great buy. It's kind of a sleeper area. Some of the people want newer homes these days, but those that want a good location and a good value and a good price will look in Peccole Ranch every time. All right, folks, I'm finishing up the day at the Sahara Library. I'm at this little amphitheater pit that they have here over in the library. It's really beautiful, a nice place to kind of hang out and reflect, maybe read some books that we've just checked out. Anyway, I wanted to do a summary of the single-story tour that we just did. We saw 3 properties. One was already in contract and not available, and we saw another one for $435, and then we saw a third property for $725,000. And so that kind of gives you an idea. Those won't be available when you get to town, but we will certainly work hard and look for some other ones that will be. Anyway, that concludes our single-story tour of Peccole Ranch today. I really appreciate you being with me. Again, if you have a chance, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button below and click on the notification bell, and you'll be the first to know of market changes happening here in Las Vegas. Remember, my name is Micah Bleecher, and I love living Las Vegas, and I appreciate you being here with me today. Thank you so much. Hello, friends. Thank you for watching the Single Story blog. I promised you a contest at the end, and here we are. I'm going to flash a single-story home on the screen for you, and I'm going to tell you the stats. And while you're looking at that, you think about how much that is. You put your guess down below in the comments, and the closest one to the price without going over is going to win a Starbucks gift card. And the contest ends when I put out my next video, so you have a short time to put in your guess below. Okay, here we go. I'm getting ready to show you this home. It's a single-story home. It is in Las Vegas. It's for sale right now. It's on public websites. That's where this information is. It was built in 1988. 1 story, 3 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms, 3-car garage. It's almost a half an acre lot, all over 3,300 square feet. It's got plenty of room for RV parking, and the HVAC has been replaced not too long ago. So those are your hints. Closest guess without going over before I put out my next video wins a gift card. Enter your guess below. I will see you soon. Thank you so much.